Alright, we got her out. Let's see if we can really get her out. Whoa. That's what a broken one looks like.
Another dumb bump stop suspension video. Do we really need this? If you think overpriced bump stops sound like a good idea, then this video will make it sound like a little less of a good idea.
All right. This baby's coming out. She's coming out. Ooh, yeah. That's after about 3 years. And we are replacing her from $17 to about $40. They're about the exact same height. If you ever had any less of a reason to get the, what do you call it, those fancier bump stops, now you have zero reason, because you don't even have to Frankenstein your own anymore from generic parts. You can just buy the straight generic ones.
So I went ahead and Frankensteined these good old generic $17 bump stops for my van about 4 years ago. I even made a video on it, which you can find here. And that video got a whole lot of comments, both positive and negative, one of which was from the Sumo Spring company itself. Fast forward about 4 years or so, and now there are plenty of generic options with similar qualities to these fancy ones. Now, it's kind of a proof of concept. These Frankenstein versions worked quite well. Is it really a surprise though? I mean, they're really just kind of chunks of rubber and not much else. Do I even recommend these now that there's something way better? Of course not. Go ahead and pay a few bucks extra and get something in that $25 to $40 range. That's just a plug and play part, and you'll be thanking yourself when you install it. And of course, I'm not going to waste time showing you how to put this thing on. You really don't need to take the tire off to install this thing. I happened to be doing a brake job at the same time, so I had the wheel off anyway. Don't waste your time taking your wheel off though. And of course we have this cool little trick here with the bolt and the tape, because getting those threads started can be a little tricky in this tight space. And that's it, you're done, get out of here. Now that these generic ones have hit the market, can we finally conclude that there's no reason for the overpriced ones? In my opinion, it's a strong hell yeah. But no one really talks about the downside of installing bump stops of any kind, whether they be fake ones or the brand named ones. So the real question you need to be asking yourself is whether or not these will limit your ability to use your van. There really are a whole lot of different types of Sprinter van owners out there, from the broke man-child types such as myself to the fancy Sprinter van owners who like fancy suspension. But I personally see these bump stops as kind of a poor man's upgrade, kind of like the economy plus version of Sprinter van suspension. So example 1, say your van's leaning on the newer side and your struts are just a few years old, and that transverse leaf spring doesn't show any signs of cracks or sagging. Are bump stops a good idea in this scenario? I'd argue hell no, and I'd say they're borderline a terrible idea. What on earth do I mean by this? Well, you have this big, stiff, curved piece of fiberglass that keeps the front of your van riding at factory height. Over time and or abuse, this thing will crack, splinter, and or sag, leading to the front of your van taking a nosedive. And the tires will sometimes even splay out like this. And this gets even worse when some people take it in for an alignment after that sag occurs, simply because you now have this permanent nosedive on your van, even though the wheels now align to be correct. It's really not a good look. But if your van is experiencing a little bit of that sag from a transverse leaf spring, then putting some bump stops in can kind of restore this flawed design, and it will even get you riding back up on that factory height. Okay, so they can kind of act as a semi-temporary band-aid for this inevitable issue, but they can also act as a band-aid from slightly to medium worn struts. But let's not get carried away here. Finally, let's answer this question of who should really not have these bump stops. The short answer is anyone who wants to do any sort of moderate off-roading. You see, bump stops limit your wheel's travel. That is the ability for your wheel to articulate up and down over large bumps. That is your wheel sort of moving independently of your vehicle and not taking your whole vehicle with you. Now, don't get me wrong, this is great for limiting those unwanted crosswinds and sway, whether it be on the freeway on a long windy trip or just getting passed by a large truck. When you're traveling cross country and it's windy, that's where these bump stops really shine. Especially if you have worn out struts and there's crosswinds, man, they're real lifesavers in those situations especially. Keep in mind, I do have the original fancy version of these bump stops on my other van, and I've had them there for at least 6 years now. All that to say, I really don't have anything against the original product other than maybe their unreasonable pricing. The one other consideration to keep in mind is if you already have some really fancy suspension. And again, I'm talking about big upgrades like this or this. Those scenarios, I really don't see any reason to put these bump stops on top of all that. And if there's something I'm missing, please comment down below rationalizing this, because it just doesn't quite make sense to me. And if you want a more in-depth video on what I would call the sort of poor man's suspension upgrades, then go ahead and click all those buttons down there, and I'll make that happen. Because believe you me, I have a whole lot coming down the pipeline. And I've tried a whole lot of questionable upgrades so that you don't have to. And with all that in mind, who wants to see a lift kit from Temu get installed? And for those of you who say that 2 inches is just too small, I've personally been assured that it's more than adequate. As always, fix your own stuff, upgrade your own suspension, and buy fake bump stops. Don't waste money on those fancy name brands, because in my humble opinion, they're just not worth it.